You are welcome to today's lecture about comparative public administration. And today we shall look at a new topic. We shall look at a topic known as traditional public administration versus new public administration. We shall compare and contrast the two types of administrations. Let us first see what traditional public administration is all about, what it entails, its features, and then later we shall move on to new public administration. Traditional public administration. It is a model of public administration that remains the longest standing and most successful CRO management in the public sector that predominated for most of the 20th century. It can be characterized as an administration under the formal control of the political leadership, which was based on a strictly hierarchical model of bureaucracy motivated only by the public interest, serving only governing party equally and mere administering policies decided by the politicians. So according to this traditional view, public officials are involved in designing and implementing policies focused on limited politically defined objectives. They are bound by the law and by the political realities. They are concerned with developing programs and providing services through the traditional agencies of government. So to continue with this type of public administration, let us look at its features. And I told you that the features is the same as characteristics. It is from the characteristics that we shall understand what this public administration entailed, why at a certain time, especially in the 1980s, there emerged another model of public administration known as new public administration to replace the traditional public administration. Let us look at its features. Traditional public administration was concerned with implementation of government policies. It was rooted in the philosophy of service to government and citizens. So at the center of this administration was service delivery and not for profit motive. It was premised on a model of bureaucracy. We looked at bureaucracy as proposed by Max Weber, and we looked at its features. So the features of bureaucracy were also embedded in traditional public administration. Hierarchy, chain of command, procedure rules, discipline, specialization, impersonality, record keeping, all the features of bureaucracy were also characterized by traditional public administration. It was also based on the Keynesian theory of unemployment, whereby it stated that the state should offer solutions to the problem of unemployment. It was an administration under the formal control of the political leadership, based on strictly hierarchical model of bureaucracy, as I've already said. It was staffed by permanent, neutral, and anonymous officials, motivated only by public interest, serving any government party equally and contributing to policy, but mere administering those policies decided by politicians. Its theoretical foundations mainly derive from the theories as propagated by Woodrow Wilson, former USA president, Frederick Taylor, Max Weber, who proposed the theory of bureaucracy, and Henry Fayol, who proposed the 14 principles of management. Having talked about its features, now let us look at new public management. And after looking at the two, we shall actually understand why new public management has now overtaken the old model or traditional public administration. It's because of the merits associated with new public management, otherwise abbreviated as NPM, that has been found necessary to introduce it as an alternative to traditional public administration. New public management movement began to develop in the late 70s and 80s. The first movers were United Kingdom, that was reformed by Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and communal governments in the USA, which suffered heavily from the recessive developments from the economic recessions of 1919 and tax revolts of their citizens. Later, the national governments of other Commonwealth countries, mainly New Zealand and Australia, joined. New public management, after the reform success in these countries, administrative reforms got on the agenda of almost all these countries. Moreover, there have been serious reforms in the form of management in order to refine the state, and some of these reforms include globalization, diversity of public enterprises, decentralization, and managerialism. So what is the actual meaning of public administration? And then after we look at its features. Public administration is a management theory or philosophy used by governments all over the world to modernize the world, the public sector. The main hypothesis in the new public management reform wave is that more market orientation in the public sector will lead to greater cost efficiency for governments without having negative side effects as objectives. So in short, new public management advocates for getting things done better in the public sector as a culmination of the various reforms. Let us look at these reforms. It was introduced to better service delivery in the public sector as a result of the various reforms proposed by different scholars, and it was initiated in the UK under the administration of Margaret Thatcher. These reforms, as advocated in the new public management to ensure better service delivery, include rethinking and reshaping the government and its role, restructuring and repositioning organizations. Restructuring, you can restructure by downsizing the employees, the labor force, and also recruitment of the skilled personnel, redesigning and improving service delivery, reframing systems, result-oriented management styles, liberalization, contracting out, whereby employees are offered jobs on contracts, and renewal depends on one's performance. Decentralization, whereby the center transfers authority to the lower local governments, authority in different areas like authority in finance, which we call physical decentralization, is also another reform proposed in new public management. Increasing emphasis on performance, outputs, and customer orientation. Increasing use of markets and competition. All these are reforms as proposed by new public management. Reduction and deregulation of bureaucracy, so that you go away with red tape and bureaucratic delays. Devolution of responsibility downward, so that you encourage downward, not top, not outward in organization, so that you encourage participatory decision making. Bottom top management, not ivory tower planning. Results focus, so that you mind much about achievement or results, not procedures and processes. Energizing the workforce, think in entrepreneur terms, that is empowering citizens and providing room for the administrators to be entrepreneurs, and also offering incentives